Welcome, Nathan Crampy here for Lions Wealth Management. I have three things to get to today. First is the economy. Second, we're going to be talking about the presidency. And third, inflation. All right, let's dive in. Let's talk about the economy. The economy is going from what I would state as a depression into a recession. Well, we're not to a recovery yet, and that's going to be a long road off, I believe. Now, in the interim, until we get to that recovery standpoint, I think because of the ways that we're starting to see closures happening again, whether it's schools or even the Big Ten and the Pac-12 for football canceling their season, this is going to cause us to kind of have a good start, and then I think the economy will kind of falter a little bit. So we're going to have kind of these ups and downs with the economy to come. Well, that's just something to be considering, especially with the unemployment and what is to come with trying to get things going and what the Federal Reserve is going to be doing to try to help out. Now, when it comes to the presidency, that's my second point, is that we now have Joe Biden declared Kamala Harris as his VP, and I think that's a great pick for kind of what he's wanting. Now, what it comes down to is that there's going to be differences between the candidates. President Trump, on one hand, is going to want to really try to make corporations have as easy a time as possible to hire people. So he wants to do payroll holidays. He wants to do a lot of things in order to make it as easy as possible to kind of build up employment. Well, some people don't exactly like that kind of pretense and saying that we're giving all these corporations some generosity. So what Joe Biden wants is to make a few changes on the front of what it would look like to try to give individuals more stimulus and try to build them up so that we can be working on both areas. Now, that does mean that there's going to be some differences of what companies are going to be doing underneath each presidency, and that's just to know that it will be kind of a wait and see period of time for who wins, but ultimately having a known for the presidency will allow companies to change, will allow them to adapt, and move forward. So that could be a good positive for the stock market. Lastly, I want to talk about inflation. Now, with the fact that we went from a depression to a recession, we're starting to see a lot of inflation happening. Whether it is with sugar or cocoa, lumber is a very big inflationary type of deal right now, especially if you're going to be building a house. Also, you have even price of beef. So a lot of that same things are getting more expensive today than they were yesterday. Energy is another great example as well, and your home is increasing in value. So what that means is that we're paying more for our goods, and the dollar is being devalued right now. So we're having less buying power with the dollar, and we have a higher cost of goods that we're purchasing. That alone could be a negative for our economy. There is a however, is that this is something that we need to get up to just the initial level that the Federal Reserve wants for an inflationary type of scenario. But if we stay in a kind of this low, slow growth economy, that leads to stagflation. And for many of you, you know what the 70s looked like when this happened. So that's why there's many different areas to be purchasing in your portfolio to guard against this. Now, those are the things that I wanted to just let you know of. There's a lot to be considering when it comes to the economy. And right now, this is something that is not seen basically in our lifetime. And there's a lot to be kind of thinking of on a positive front and a lot to just be considering and being a good risk manager. With that, take care. Enjoy the rest of the day.